It's time for the MMA-Holes!
From the Jump Back Studios of Arizona, we're live with the MMA-Holes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Welcome to the MMA Holes. My name is Mystic Moss, and I'll be your host for the evening as we talk about the UFC. Is it trash, and how can it be fixed, or could it be fixed? We'll talk about that tonight. The recap of UFC Vegas, number 91, Perez versus Taira. What an event. Glorious events went down. A lot of people were bored out of their mind. People complaining and bitching, and we're going to talk about all that fun stuff. Before we get there, we're going to talk about mybookie.ag. The promo code is MMA-HOLES for a 10% match on your first deposit. Guess what, guys? We placed one bet, and we won. Yes! Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So go on over to mybookie.ag and use promo code MMA-HOLES. Check out Dubby. There's a link in the description. Use promo code MMA-HOLES for 10% off, or you just go to Dubby's website and MMA-HOLES, 10% off. And thank you to everyone that constantly uses our link in the description down below. We get a little kickback from ESPN Plus. If you want to watch any of the UFC fights, click the link down below. There's the events that happened on Saturday. Perez versus Taira. And a lot of people were complaining throughout the card. I was saying, hey, man, let's just stay optimistic. You know, we got a card that we can watch. We have fights that we can watch. It gives us an excuse to hang out together and, you know.
Who the fuck is
hanging
with the boys?
And hang with the boys. And as it played out, it sucked. The card wasn't good. The main event actually was interesting, and Taira is a real player. In fact, I would like to see Taira fight for a title. Skip the line. I want to see Mr. Japanese guy win the belt. I would love to see him take it from Pantoja. But other than that, I mean, there were some fights that were decent. It was just it just felt very underwhelming, and it was fine before when we had the juicy McGregor fight coming up and the Khamzat Chimaev fight next weekend in Saudi Arabia. But unfortunately, that has been robbed from us, and we don't have either of those. We have Robert Whittaker fighting next week against Ikram, and it seems like a pretty good matchup, or interesting matchup, I should say. But the UFC as a whole has been lackluster. And if you look at the thumbnail here, I was like, okay, what are the big guys right now that we can throw out there? Some prospects, some champions, just some interesting personalities. So I slapped these guys on here because I feel like these are the guys. I feel like there are other guys that are interesting in the UFC, make no mistake. But I'm like, okay, where is the juiciness in the UFC, and what's going on? Where do we stand right now with this organization? I've been very high on the UFC. I still think UFC is a better product than any other combat sport out there. I truly believe that, but it's not really saying much, because when you look at the other stuff out there, there's a lot of nonsense going on within the boxing world. There's a lot of nonsense going on within the MMA world, or, you know, bare knuckle stuff is interesting, but I don't feel consistency in any organization right now. We focus a lot on the UFC, and a lot of people have been very critical about this product, a product that has been making a lot of money. We showed a graphic of last year. They basically surged past everyone, and I expected them to be the biggest out there. But this is the year where they're starting to escape the apex. And why do you think they're escaping the apex? You think it's because everyone's complaining? No. They're doing it because of money. They're doing it because people aren't making the money that they expected. So now we're going into buildings. We're trying to sell tickets, concessions, whatever. They're sponsors. I'm sure if you drop an ad on an Apex mat, as opposed to if you drop an ad on, hey, UFC Kentucky, at least that's in a building. You see it on TV. And you also see it with, say, whatever, I don't know, 13,000 to 18,000 people are in the building. They get to see it as well. So I'm assuming you can sell more for those ads. So there's a lot of reasons why they left the Apex. And I'm not saying the UFC is hurting. I'm not saying the UFC is going to go under. But I will say this. The product has been, It hasn't been good at all. So then I point my fingers in the directions of, okay, who's the superstars? Let me put it to you this way. Alex Pereira is a very interesting fighter. I like Alex Pereira. I'm not hating on Alex Pereira. I know I joke around about the potards and the fan base and this and that. That's me having a little fun. But at the end of the day, I like Alex Pereira. There's no problem with him. And he's been swooping in and saving cards. That's not good. That's not good when you have to have a guy consistently come back in and save cards. We're sold one thing, and then all of a sudden the rug's pulled out from under us, and then all of a sudden we're watching something else. And we're supposed to just be like, oh, okay, that's great. I mean, UFC 300, Dana White was patting himself on the back saying this is the greatest card, blah, blah, blah. It was an entertaining card, but he sold us something else. UFC 303, they sold us something else, and now they're like, yeah, but these are better fights. And some fans out there are saying, well, yeah, this is better. This is better. This is better. This is better. That's what we're hearing from a lot of the fans over and over and over again. But at some point, you got to be like, oh, wait, hold on a second. Am I getting brainwashed? Am I drinking the fucking Kool-Aid? Yes, you are. Those people out there, and I've said it before. I've said, well, you know what? Like, for instance, I'll give you the Jamahal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree fight. They substitute Carlos Olberg, right? And I was like, you know what? I think that's a better fight. I like that. I like that a little better. The Khalil Roundtree fight was good too, but I don't know. Olberg's a prospect. Izzy's lover. He's been very good lately. Jamahal Hill is in desperate need to, get back in the win column here because he was once a champ, and then how the great have fallen. And then that gets yanked away too. And now we have like Anthony Smith on the card, and we have a fight with Ortega versus Lopez. That fight shouldn't even be made. Lopez skipping up the rankings to fight Ortega. Yes, it's an interesting matchup, yes, but we're drinking the Kool-Aid. They're trying to sell you a fight that shouldn't even be happening. Brian Ortega did them a favor and says, yeah, I'll fight this prospect. Brian Ortega should not be fighting this prospect. Is Lopez even ranked? Is he ranked? Think about this. So, yes, the UFC is doing whatever they can to put out the best product that they possibly can. Things happen. There's a lot of moving parts. I started watching that Roku show, and it's very good. It's very interesting, but it's all smoke and mirrors. They're good salesmen. They're selling us these things that we're supposed to be like, yeah, that's better. The way they announced the fact that Conor McGregor was out, it wasn't in a way that made any sense. They were just like, yeah, he's out, so you're going to like this. I understand they got to sell it up, right? They got to sell it up. But the way they packaged it, it just felt weird. It didn't feel right. And here we are going into UFC Saudi Arabia, which looks like a good card, right? I mean, the Hamzat thing, listen, we don't even know if he's ever going to fight again. We don't know if Conor's going to fight again. We don't know any of that. Hamzat says he's going to fight again. But when we go into this UFC Saudi Arabia card, yeah, on paper it looks good. But I got to be honest with you, when was the last time we saw a banger of a card? 300, yeah. 300 was good. 300 was good, but it wasn't what they said it was going to be. UFC 302 happened, Makhachev versus Poirier. As Conor McGregor said, it was a nothing burger. 500K pay-per-view buys, according to the McGregor. I have a feeling he's probably right, and that might be an overestimation of what they made on that. They haven't released a pay-per-view number in years. We don't know any pay-per-view numbers. But look at these cards here. Like, listen, I was very excited about UFC 302. And this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this live right now. I was very, very excited about this. And I got to be honest with you. Even though Islam is a beast, and I'm a big fan of Makhachev, and he had a great performance coming back and winning. Not coming back. I mean, he basically won that fight on the scorecards. But still, finishing Poirier late, that was exciting to me. I did like that. But the card as a whole, a nothing burger. Wasn't that good? Barboza versus Murphy. I mean, come on, what are we doing? Like, I understand Murphy's an interesting guy and a very good fighter, but Lewis versus Nascimento. We had a decent night when we did our fight reaction. I love Derek Lewis. He came back. He got the win. I'm a big fan of the guy. But, like, this is a bunch of nothing burgers. Pantoja versus Urseg 301. I don't even want to talk. I mean, it speaks for itself. Nicolau versus Perez. And then before that, it's UFC 300. So fucking crazy. It's so crazy to go from fight to fight to fight and say, holy shit. What's going on here? You had the Cannonier Imavov fight, which ended in nonsense. Like, Cannonier's complaining about the decision. They got that wrong. You got weird injuries that happened in the Taira fight, which I was excited about Taira. I still like Taira. Like I said at the beginning, I want to see him fight for the belt. But holy shit, this is crazy. Since 300, it's been trash. It's that simple. Since 300, the UFC has literally turned into complete hot dog shit. I haven't made a video like this. In 8 years, I've complained about a fight here, a fight there, but at the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, we got something to react to, but we might have to rethink this. We might have to rethink what the UFC is throwing in front of us. They are selling us something. They're selling us one thing and giving us another. There's too many events. That's what it comes down to. They're spread thin. And when Dana White puts up the poster and is bragging about all the young talent that's coming from the Contender Series, which I like the Contender Series, but we're talking guys that are regional guys that are winning titles, guys with very limited professional titles. It's a red flag. Maybe, just maybe, I can't believe I'm going to say this because I used to believe that UFC had the best talent in the world, but maybe, just maybe, if you see a card full of Contender Series fighters and you got Contender Series fighters winning belts, fast passing to the freaking title, well, maybe they're just not the best athletes in the world. Maybe the UFC does not have the best fighters. This is crazy. It's crazy for me to think about because I've always been riding the UFC dick. I've always been waving the UFC flag. And listen, the UFC is still my favorite. But when I was looking at this freaking website and I was like, oh my God, wait, what's coming next? Fights are falling off. What's happening here? I was like, we're getting sold nonsense. I got to be honest with you. Like, I was saying to myself, and listen, I'm still a big UFC fan, like I said before. But I started questioning myself and saying, wait, hold on. If I was not doing this YouTube channel, would I have given up on the UFC? Would I have taken a break? Maybe. If I was just Chris, not Mystic Moss, and I love fights. I love watching the UFC. We've been doing this channel strong for 8 years. But just maybe I would be like, I'm going to take a little time off. I tell you one thing, I would not be paying $85 a pay-per-view. And I think that's what's making this a tough pill to swallow. I pay $85 for every single pay-per-view. This month I'll be paying it twice. And I have to be honest with you. When I was watching that event last Saturday, and someone came into our comments and said, this is what you bring Jesse back to watch? Well, I got to be honest with you. I could have brought Jesse back the last 4 weeks. And she would have been miserable watching those fights. I feel like every card lately, the chat's putting Z's in there. Like, oh, fuck, move on to the next. And then when the fight's halfway decent, a ref screws it up. Or bad judging. This product has become trash. Like, it's kind of crazy. Still better than everything else, but what is that even saying? Chat, help me out on this. Now, listen, you're not losing me here. I'm not saying, oh, I'm going to hang it up. I'm not going to watch the UFC anymore. We still have our Pick'em League. I'm still going to make my picks. I'm going to still watch the fights and hope for the best. I'm a lifer. Not only did I wrap my career around this, but I'm a fan. Even when it sucks, I'm a fan. But what am I a fan of? What am I watching here? If the shitty movie's on, I watch the first 5 minutes of it. If it really sucks, I turn it off. If you put on the UFC and the first 5 fights are dog shit, you going to leave it on? It's fucking crazy, man. It's a weird thing, man. I want to hear what you think about this in the chat. And I know there are going to be people that are going to be completely, no matter what the UFC puts in front of them, they're just going to scoop it up in their mouth. They're just going to gobble it up, you know? I understand. And listen, people are diehards. Fans are short for fanatics. There are a lot of people out there that are just going to suck up and say, I don't care. I just want to see fights. And I get it. I totally understand that because I'm kind of like that. I feel the same way. I want to see people get beat up. I want to see carnage. You know, I like seeing carnage. I like making, but if you notice our last couple of streams, we're sitting there, and I made a comment about this last Saturday. We're sitting there like Beavis and Butthead making fun of everything that's happening on that screen. We're making fun of it rather than enjoying it. We're like the two Muppets in the fucking balcony, just sitting there, just making fun of what we're watching. Maybe it's the gloves, Sonosi. Maybe the gloves fucking did it. Maybe that could be it. I don't know. The curse of the gloves. But that's a problem. And I'm not the only content creator. Now, other content creators for a while have been shitting on the UFC. I've seen them pop up. I've seen other people just for clicks shit on the UFC. And I didn't make those videos. But tonight, when I looked back and I said, holy crap, we've been sold a lot of nonsense here. Everything's bait and switch. Everything. And they're just relying on Alex Pereira, who's an exciting guy, but I hate to break it to you guys. Even though he's an elite striker, this is MMA. You know what I'm saying? Just maybe Alex is fighting the right guys. You look at all the champions. Look at all the champions. Just maybe everyone is a champion because of the way the UFC put him in front of the people they put him in front of. Like, you got to be honest. I mean, Sean O'Malley, let's be honest. He had a semi-easy path up. I mean, Peter Yan, a little difficult there. But majority of the way up, and Aljamain was a good win. Contender Series. Contender Series. Pantoja, very solid flyweight. Who the fuck cares about him? Islam Makhachev, I'm still a fan of, but a lot of people can't stand him. Like, legit can't stand Islam. I never understood it, but there are people that can't stand him. Leon Edwards, sorry, I don't give a fuck. I couldn't give two shits about Leon. I like DDP, but is he elite? No, he's not. He's just a weird, awkward, powerful guy. Just barely got the belt. Some people say Sean won that fight. I said what I said about Alex Pereira. John Jones is the GOAT, yes. Is he ever going to fight again? Oh, yeah, he is going to fight. And he's going to fight a 40-year-old Stipe Miocic. And I don't even want to talk about women's MMA. It speaks for itself.
Wonderful.
We got optimistically cynical coming in.
I'm too drunk to listen to you bitch about number 14 Diego Lopez Nit being ranked when Conor isn't currently ranked in the top 15 of lightweight or welterweight.
Okay, did you listen to anything that I said? Well, it was 4 minutes ago, so you missed that came in before the other 4 minutes of me explaining what's going on here. This is not about just Conor McGregor not fighting. This is about the UFC giving us something, saying they're going to give us something, and giving us something else. Over and over and over again. But hey, we got potards, right? We got potards out there. If Alex Pereira is fighting, if Alex Pereira is painting a wall, we're going to watch it. If you sell me a card that's headlined by Alex Pereira, I'm in. I like watching him fight. I do. But if you sell me a card with someone else headlining, and then all of a sudden Alex Pereira is slipping in, well, no, that's not what you're selling. Now, by the way, we get hefty on the donos tonight. I'm going to open up the phone lines, and I'll dance with you guys tonight. I'll dance with the people. If you want to fucking come at me and say, hey, I love the UFC no matter what. No matter what they can do. They could do no wrong. Fair. Call in. We'll see.
Wonderful, wonderful.
We got Sonosi coming in.
Sad fact. In the last 32 UFC fights since introducing the new gloves, we've seen only 5 KOs. One was Perez getting injured, one was Cannonier stopped early, one was Stoltzfus getting spinning elbowed, Reyes fast KO, and one was Radke getting knee to the body.
There you go. So think about this. And hey, that's actually a pretty interesting breakdown right there. Pretty interesting. It could all be coincidence. The gloves, there is not much difference. But these gloves are supposedly under 4 ounces, right? They're thinner gloves. There's supposed to be more curve, so there's less eye pokes. We've been seeing more eye pokes than ever, so it's not doing anything there. Then this is the kicker. When they tested the gloves, they did test these gloves for many months beforehand. And in all the Contender Series and stuff like that, these gloves apparently in effect, I guess on the regional scene, I don't know. They were testing these a lot without us even knowing this. And when they were looking at the stats, nothing was different. Nothing changed. And their excuse, their response to this was, well, we don't really want to change much. We're not trying to change really anything here, you know? We're just trying to enhance the glove. How are you enhancing the glove if there's no change? There clearly is some sort of change. I don't know. Something seems a little different. I don't know. The fights suck more. I mean, altogether, the fights aren't what they were. I mean, something doesn't seem right. Maybe it's the curse of the gloves. It could be.
Super chat.
Let's all take a moment to kiss Mos on the forehead.
Please kiss me on the forehead. Thank you very much, Casey Jones, and thank you, Sinosi and Optimistically Cynical. Thank you, guys. I think I have every right to make this stream. 2 reasons. 1, I pay for every single pay-per-view. Every single pay-per-view. Every single pay-per-view for 8 years. Can we do the math? Can someone do the math on that? 8 years, every single pay-per-view, and during summertime, usually there's 2 pay-per-views. So if someone could break that down for me and tell me how much money I wasted on this product. Because I did. I paid every fucking pay-per-view. Now, listen, the second reason is I am the first person to say, hey, listen, let's give it a chance. Let's give it a fucking chance. Sometimes, if it's headlined by 2 broads, sometimes I'm just like, okay, yeah, this is going to fucking be terrible. But majority of the time, when people are shitting on a card, I'm like, let's give it the benefit of the doubt. I was team 302. I liked it. I woke up the morning of 302 and said, you know what? I can't wait for this thing. And maybe it's because I'm an Islam fan. It could be that. But I was very excited. And I was very disappointed. I opened it. 2.4 million. Oh, my God, dude. I spent 2.4 million on the UFC. It feels like it. Okay, so UFC 302 happened. Okay? And when I woke up in the morning of 302, I was very, very excited. And it's like when you open up $8,340 to Synossi. I mean, that's probably right. So say between $7,000 and $9,000 on this product. I think I have a right to complain, right? I'm the customer. The customer is always right. I think I do have a right to complain. I'm not complaining just to complain. I'm complaining with facts. Every fucking time lately when we've been doing a card, it's been like, holy shit, we got like 2 good fights on this card. What's happening here? It's very easy to figure out who gets the bonus because there's only 2 or 3 fights worth even talking about. And then everything else is shitty reffing, bad judging, horrible decisions. You know? Lost bets? No, you can't count betting. Betting is, listen, that's the degenerate inside of us. If you're going to bet money, you know what I'm saying? That's on you. That's on you. But yeah, I was very excited about Makhachev versus Poirier. And there were some high moments on this card. Not this one. Boy, oh boy. Nothing burger. But you don't understand. You don't appreciate what Sean Strickland did out there. No, not really. I knew that was going to fucking happen. Jesse, not so much. But it was like watching a movie I knew the ending to. And then come championship rounds when we should really be fucking excited. We were talking to the chat. We were like, I knew this was going to fucking happen. Nothing burger. Until the last 10 seconds of Kung Fu Sean Strickland. Then it got interesting. And Paulo Costa was on Ariel today. I actually listened to a little bit of that. I didn't hear the whole thing, but I listened to a little bit of that. And it was just Paulo Costa crying. Kind of like I'm doing right now. But Paulo's been crying a lot lately, man. He's been crying a lot. So chat, talk to me. Talk me off the ledge here. I hope that next weekend we have a banging card. I really do. And I got to be honest with you, this main event is pretty fire. Like, this is a good replacement. It's still not, it's the guy that lost to Hamzat. Sorry. Hold on a second. Hamza can't make it. So we're going to give you the guy that lost to him. We're going to give you the guy that lost to Hamza Chimaev. Think about that. This guy is 15-1, right? I don't even know what his record is. Something like that. 15-1. What's Aliskerov? Hey, I hit it on the head. 15-1. He's 15-1. He's got this many knockouts. Yada, yada, yada. Never mentions the fact that, hey, the guy we're replacing beat this guy. The guy that we're replacing beat the guy that's replacing him.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Think about it. Just think about it. Could be a good fight. I hope Robert Whittaker runs him over. I hope so bad. The co-main event's good. Like, on paper, it looks good. You know, you got these young talents, Naimov and Johnny Walker's on against Ozdemir. This fucking weird dude, pirate motherfucker. A lot of fun. Nasrat's on the card versus Jared Gordon. Like, on paper, this shit's fun. Dalby versus Renat should be a fire fight. This should be a great card. It really should. I'm hoping that we bounce back next weekend. I'm hoping that UFC 303 will be something more exciting, and it should be a good card. It really should. I mean, I've never been disappointed in watching a Prohaska fight. I have with a Pereira fight. I have. We all know the fight. We all know. But still, all in all, Alex Pereira is very exciting. This one should be ran back because of the Mark Goddard nonsense. If Alex Pereira knocks his lights out in the rematch, then, hey, all questions are answered. We move on from the Mark Goddard debate. Everything's good. You know who Mark Goddard's rooting for in this fight. You know who Mark Goddard is rooting for in this fight. But still, I mean, it's a good fight, right? And yeah, the co-main event is good. I mean, Lopez has a fantastic opportunity. Okay, he's 14. He's ranked number 14. He's not even top 10. But still, Lopez looks like he could be a world beater, and he's a very likable guy. And I hope Lopez beats Ortega. You know what? I bet the UFC hopes the same thing. But this fight most likely would have been at the Sphere. And they're like, we need some help here. You bring back Anthony Smith. Now he's fighting Oldberg. It's a good story because Anthony Smith is saying that he's going to be fighting for that belt again. Anthony Smith gets the win over the up-and-coming Oldberg. Well, that's a big deal. Anthony's taking these gambles out there. He gets that win. That's fantastic. He gets on the mic. Guys, I really want to see my hand raised the right way. But yeah, this card's good. You got Ian Gary versus MVP. I mean, you got Joe Pyfer headlining the prelims against Barrios. Cub Swanson versus Feely's a banger. Gene Silva versus Jordan. You got Peyton Talbot, who could hit. I mean, some people want to wrap their belt around his waist now, and I'm kind of one of them. I think the guy's a real deal. Or maybe I'm getting sold this shit. I don't know. But regardless, we do have two events that should, on paper, be very, very good. And this stream tonight could be all for nothing. This stream could be known as the Nothing Burger stream. But like I said, ever since UFC 300, which was a card that they bait and switched a lot of things. They were kind of promising one thing. We got something else. Still a very good card. Yes. Very enjoyable. But ever since 300, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nothing burgers. 7 nothing burgers.
Doink, 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 doink. Doink, 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 doink.
You make him lose the fight terribly inside of the cage. You make him spread his ass cheeks. Now you enter his backstage. And you fill it with your rage. Come on! Style bender, one fight. Izzy is inside Costa. Izzy is inside Costa. Let's go. Thank you, Ed Boy, for the big 450.
Costa been crying since 2020 when Adesanya made him his baby mama.
Yeah, Costa has been just turned into a crybaby. Complete crybaby. I'm going to bring the old Costa back. I'm going to bring the old one back. And then Ariel Helwani, I did hear the part where Ariel was saying, and you know what, we'll play some clips from what's been swirling around the news a little bit later in the stream. But Ariel Helwani saying, maybe you shouldn't do that. You're fighting top-tier guys. Like, Ariel was like trying to talk Paulo Costa into not being a good fighter, a fun fighter to watch. Don't take those risks. Don't take those chances. Be boring. No, Ariel, fuck off. Don't listen to Ariel.
Wonderful.
Don't listen to Ariel Helwani, please. Sunusi.
Ikram won't be easy, but who knows? He fought Ratlip at catchweight and he huge. Dude couldn't take him down. Dude a gold medalist in Samba. Also early start equals likely less people get in picks in LOL.
Yeah, I tell you. Oh, by the way, and thank you for reminding me, Sunosi. Hey, thank you guys. Seriously, appreciate the donations. Let's give a round of applause to the people donating tonight. Like I said, donates coming fat. I'll open up the phone lines to the people. Thank you guys. Seriously, appreciate you guys supporting the program. And my depression right now, because the UFC has kind of been, Now, you look at this thumbnail and you're like, whoa, look at these guys. These guys are a lot of fun. I could say, these guys are fantastic. There's nothing boring about anything on this thumbnail. Even Izzy just dropped a banger of a promo on his social media. Izzy looks like he doesn't want to come back and collect belts. He says he wants to come back and collect heads. But I got to be honest with you. We might be just getting fed nonsense here. From the 7 events in a row that we've just seen that were a little lackluster. Now, talking about what Sunosi was saying with Ikram, upcoming fight. Listen, Ikram wins this thing. He not only skipped the line, but, he's right in play for a title shot. It's kind of nuts. And, yes, it was a catchweight fight against Hamzat. Make whatever excuses you want. But it's a big deal for Ikram. And it is in Saudi Arabia. It is earlier. So we will, and by the way, set your notifications. Click them on all so you know when we're live, because Saturday's going to be a very early stream while we react to every single fight. And going over, like Sunosi said, to MMA-Holes.tv. Get your picks in on MMA-Holes.tv. We've been working hard behind the scenes to tighten up the website and add more features to the website that we have inevitably incoming.
I'm coming.
But this, I tell you, it's a beautiful website. It's nice and easy to use. Someone actually hit us up and said, can we do a tutorial of the entire website? Once I get a couple of little features fixed on this website, I will do a tutorial of the entire thing, run you through all the scenes, tell you exactly how you can enjoy this site. But just get your picks in, because the person with the highest point score at the end of the year will win a physical, customized belt, the Goat Milk title belt. So go on over. It's free. It's MMA-Holes.tv. Oh, let me log in. Hold on a second, guys. Let me log into MMA-Holes.tv.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay. There we go. We're logged in. Yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Little Seal. Appreciate you. Thank you. Drop the link in the chat.
We've seen more carnage with 2 joints pickup lines to blind beauty than in the UFC lately.
Yeah. You heard the stat from Sunosi. It's been rough. And everything doesn't have to be a finish, right? Everything doesn't have to be carnage. Do I prefer carnage? Yes. But a solid 5 rounds or 3-round war, give it to me. I'm in. Because sometimes it doesn't even feel like 3 rounds or 5 rounds. I want to see more. I'm hungry for a 6th. Or a 4th round. Like, I'm hungry for that shit. But lately, it's been a lot of like, okay, what's the next fight? What's the next fight? I think this card, and I'm going to be optimistic once again, come Saturday. I'm not going to bring this energy all week. And Friday, we make our predictions. We're right back on the horse. But I did want to address it tonight. Once we're done addressing this tonight, we close the door. We give them the benefit of the doubt for the 8th time. Okay? We will. Of course. I love watching people get their shit pushed in. I love watching blood and carnage. I love watching all that stuff. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't love that stuff. But I got to be honest with you. Like I said, if I wasn't doing the show, I'd probably be like, well, I think I'd rather hang out with my family. Think about it. We sacrifice not only our paychecks to watch the fights, but we sacrifice time that could be spent with our loved ones. Now, maybe you don't have loved ones, and it's fine. But I do. And I'm literally sacrificing it, right, for a sport that's just constantly disappointing me. So hopefully the UFC pulls it together. I think they will. The fact that they're out of the Apex and in arenas is a good sign for fans, for sure. And I think they didn't do it for the fans. I can tell you that much. You know what? I guarantee you, like I said before, the UFC is out of the Apex because of this. I heard the call. I heard the phone call where investors were saying, hey, we're not making money at the Apex. I heard it with my own ears. With my own ears. That's literally what came out of their mouths. And poof, now they're in arenas again. They had to wait to stop making money. They just didn't. They could have listened to the fans. They could have, but they didn't. Apex was fantastic during COVID. I completely agree, Sean Hart. I loved it, man. I tell you what, COVID, we had some of the best fights I've ever seen during COVID. For a shitty time where we were running around with those masks and getting jabbed up, I tell you what, the UFC was phenomenal. The only thing it was missing was the fact that they suppressed Conor McGregor. They did not let him fight there because they wanted him to fight in an arena. If they would have let him fight at the Apex too, it would have been, I would have been all over that shit. But we didn't get that, unfortunately. But everything else is phenomenal. Fight sucked because of Biden, maybe. By the way, I did watch a little bit of that Roku show. I watched a little bit of the first episode. We got family in town, so it's a little tricky for me to see all this stuff. But I did watch a little bit of that, and it's very good. The Roku show is very good. I said, how many people in the chat? One's in the chat if you watch the Roku show. We get no kickback for even talking about that. But I got to say, it's good. It's fun. It shows you the behind-the-scenes stuff. It feels cinematic. It gives you a little extra information. It pulls back the layers. It also it makes everyone look phenomenal, like Dana White and Hunter. You know, they make these guys look like fucking superheroes. But still, it is very entertaining. And I think The Ultimate Fighter should be that. I think that show should be The Ultimate Fighter. It should be them behind the scenes matching shit up, and then at the end of the episode, they throw two young bucks in a cage and make them fight. You know, to see who moves on. I think that's what should. The Ultimate Fighter is trash. I don't even know when it's on anymore. When is the Ultimate? Is it on tomorrow? It's on Thursday. I don't even fucking know. Wednesday. I don't even watch it anymore. I gave up on that. But the Roku show's good. UFC is changing heavy. All kinds of fighters we didn't expect to headline is now co-mains, and mains so crazy, says Jumpman. Here's the crazy thing, and if you're just jumping in now, I'll reiterate what I said earlier. I can't fucking talk. I introduced caffeine back into my life because I'm on meds. And I am on meds, guys. I saw people in the chat, are you off your meds? No, I'm on them. GERD meds. The weird thing we're seeing with these fighters are contender series guys with limited. I mean, you look at Alex Pereira, talk about fast pass up to a title. Okay? These are contender series guys spread all over the matchups. Like, you see the fight card, and you see Dana White's contender series and tough. You see guys like off the regional scene become champions real quick. That leads me to believe the best people in the world are not champs. It's that simple. I think Islam Makhachev is one of the best. I do. Even though Volk kind of made him a little beatable, but still, I think Islam is one of the elite out of the bunch. But all the other champs, I got to be honest with you, man. Like, they all have glaring holes that the UFC is just basically patching up, smoke and mirrors, making you believe that they're the greatest ever. That's a fact. Does anyone in the chat believe that every champion, every guy with a belt, is the best in the world? Does anyone in the chat believe that? Let me know. And I understand what they got to do, man. They got to sell this shit. You know, they got to make this. It's just the type of product that we're watching now. They got to sell a lot of the stuff. Sonosi says, no. I mean, listen, a lot of people have hit me up. Oh, ONE FC's got better fighters. Ryzen's got better fighters, blah, blah, blah. You hear all these stuff. You know, there's fighters all over the world that probably can compete with UFC talent. But I tell you, when you see a bunch of contender series guys winning, I mean, Jamahal Hill's from the contender series guys. Jamahal Hill, and I be honest with you, like, I defended Jamahal. I did. This is where I want you to understand. Like, I was a fan of Jamahal. Like, legit, I defended this guy. And now I'm like, holy shit, hold on a second. You know, I can't. I can't really do it that much anymore. Oh, yeah, by the way, he's a Contender Series guy who actually, like Sonosi said, I'll give Sonosi credit too, because Sonosi's been saying, look at his resume, nothing special. He's not wrong. He's not. I sit corrected, you know? But this is a prime example of the UFC selling us something that we sometimes buy into and be like, yeah, you're right. This guy is the greatest. You know? And I got to be honest with you. I'm going to say this right now. I know this is a hot take. This man over here is not what you think he is. He's a very good striker, yes. But he is not what you think he is. You saw the Jan Blachowicz fight. Guys, I know you love Alex Pereira. Like I said, I'm a fan of Alex Pereira. This man was flatlined by Izzy. He was flat. I know they got, the back and forth. He wins the series. But this man was flatlined by Izzy. Flat out cold. How many times have you seen someone flatlined by Izzy in the octagon? How many times? What do you think? If this guy goes up to heavyweight and he's a big dude and fights John Jones, what the fuck's going to happen? Or anyone that has any sort of grappling at heavyweight. I got to be honest with you. I think the Yuri fights could be very competitive. I do. I honestly think that Yuri Prohaska is going to go in there and make it a problem. Now, could Pereira put him to sleep? Sure. He's an elite striker. There's no doubt about it. But massively overrated. Massively. He had a fast pass to the title to fight a guy that he beat already. Sean Strickland won a title, guys. Sean Strickland is fun to watch. Is Sean Strickland the greatest fighter out there? I mean, he's got great defense. Smoke and mirrors. But people love Pereira. He's got a fun walkout. He's a charismatic guy. He won the whole... Who's the biggest star in the UFC right now? It's got to be Alex. Has to be. When you got Islam Makhachev, the guy that's supposed to replace Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib was a big pay-per-view draw. This guy's not. I don't know why, but he's not. And I like him better than Khabib. Like, I'm more of a fan of him. But for some reason, he's not a bigger pay-per-view star. So who is? Who is the guy? I don't think Alex Pereira. I think Alex Pereira is a nothing burger when it comes to pay-per-view sales. Nothing burger is growing on me. You're going to hear it a lot here. But think about it. Which guy is the big pay-per-view draw? Is it O'Malley? No. It's not. MMA Sucker says O'Malley. It's not. Like, I mean, they're still not releasing the numbers. You get Conor McGregor back in there. And I will give O'Malley credit again. I was listening to, when I went to the gym today, I was listening to his podcast. He had that Mike, the guy from Logan Paul, the Impulsive podcast. He's very annoying, but still, they were talking about Logan Paul versus Bradley Martin. I was like, I want to hear what happened behind the scenes here. So I was listening to it. And O'Malley, even after McGregor talks shit about him, O'Malley is still giving props. And he says, right now, I'm never going to be what Conor is. At least he's giving props and saying, hey, man, right now, as long as Conor's like even around, I'll never be as popular. But he's like, I'm still young. I still have a chance to do it. No, you don't. If you didn't do it now at 28 years old, when you start rolling into your 30s and you start getting more exposed, you know what I'm saying? Conor did it approaching 30. And then all of a sudden, Conor went and did all the other stuff and everything started to fall apart. But he was there already. This dude's 28 years old. This guy's a star. Don't get me wrong. Nothing burger. Doesn't sell pay-per-view buys. Instead of being negative for clicks, get Chael's... hold on. What, Chael's number? Like Jesse on fire and get a few Botox. yeah, I think Jesse has Botoxed himself up. I do. I was in a group message with Jesse not too long ago. I don't know what we were talking about. We were talking about, like, like, I don't know, getting together for another stream. Would you guys want to see me, Keenan, and Jesse hop on another stream together? Let me know. I haven't pulled the trigger on it. I'm not against doing it again. Like, listen, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just a lone wolf, you know? Sometimes just a lone wolf. But if you guys would like to see it, if you guys, all right, I'll tell you what, in the comment section when this thing is done, if you guys spam it up, yo, you, Keenan, and Jesse get on another, not my Jesse on Fire, get on another stream together, let me know. And I'll do it with them. But I got to be honest with you. It's a nothing burger. I don't know. I just don't want to fucking do it, to be honest with you. And I like, I have no problem with the guys. I like Keenan. I like Jesse. We speak,
Super chat.
But if you guys want it, I'll do it. Jumpman.
UFC has a few trashy champions.
UFC has a few trashy champions. A few. I mean, listen. I'm not trying to be here. Like you know, this is not a stream I typically do. But the one thing I have to be very transparent with my community or the new people coming in. I am very honest. If I see something, I say something. And today, when I was getting ready to schedule a stream, I was like, okay, I'm going to break down last Saturday's card. And I was like, well, what is there to break down, right? I mean, the main event, that's it. That's, that Japanese kid he's phenomenal. He seems like he can be a real spark to the flyweight division, right? But then I'm like, man, you know what? When was the last time we left days later, we're like, holy shit, that car was nuts. 300, which was a card that was a bunch of bait and switch and things that they sold and never really turned out to be, but it was still a good card. 300 was the last time. That was a card where they just threw everything at it and said, hey, here we go. Maybe, just maybe, these 7 fight cards afterwards are feeling the pain of having everyone stacked up on 300, and maybe that's the silver lining, right? We okay, we got to let it replenish. We got to let these fighters heal up and get right back on the horse, and then we could spread them out a little bit more. I have a feeling we're not going to see many more 300s because of these nothing burger cards that followed. So, okay, maybe we shouldn't panic, right, as fans? Maybe we shouldn't. So we'll see. We'll see when the next solid pay-per-view card is. When's the next solid fight night? We'll see. I think we're at the time right now where we're getting ready for another pay-per-view 303. That's not the one. That's not it. Because that was supposed to be something else. But hey, maybe it'll be fun and it would make everything more exciting again. Possibly. Who knows? Who the hell knows? Don't do it. Just say no. You don't need Jesse on Fire. In the comment section, pro or anti, do you want me to do a stream with them again? We'll get the MMA-Holes, the MMA Justice League back together. That's what we called it back in the day. We did 2 streams with them. I had fun talking to them. For sure. They're nice guys. For sure. I look at it like this. I have pumped the brakes on UFC guests. Unless it's someone that really interests me, then I'll bring them on. And we've been focusing more on fight reactions and hanging with you guys. I got to be honest with you, we do better rating-wise just talking to you guys and discussing the news and this and that. A lot of times when we're doing shows and we're bringing on guests, no matter who it is, you guys are like, oh, I'm not into this. So that is the reason why I don't do it as much anymore. Not because I don't like it. It's just because a lot of people are just like, oh, well, I don't care. It's like a nothing burger. What happened to Yuri's teeth? Oh, by the way, did you see Yuri pull his toenail off? That was interesting. All right, so let's segue into some of the stuff out here. Let's see what's in the news. Go over to good old Jedi. My buddy, actually, let's see. Let's check this one over here. Combat. Hold on a second. Let's do this. Give me a second here. Because there's a lot of stuff that was floating around. Let's see what I want to start with first. Okay. So, okay, check this out, guys. There's Connor. Connor has a picture of him and his son. And I was like, something looks weird here. And I was looking in the comments. And as I'm scrolling through the comments, I'm seeing, last time he bowled, he got KO'd. That's Mick N-word. Conor really pulled out for a vacation in Turkey. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Bro pulled out to get a hair transplant. I'm like, oh, wait, no fucking way. And I was taking a look at him. Yeah. All right. And I think the fucking Conor pulled out of 303 to get a fucking hair transplant. I think they're right. This is the look, right? This is the fucking look. You shave your head. You got that weird-ass hairline that they fucking tattoo on your head or some shit. Next thing you know, you got these weird-ass plugs. You're starting to look odd like Rob Dvalishvili and Paulo Costa and Eric Nixick, who I really like those guys. Like, Eric's a cool dude, but looks fucking weird. Now Conor's going to show up with this weird fucking odd-looking ass hair on his head, wherever the hell they get the hair from. Fucking hell, dude. Oh, my God. Just add this. So, yeah, the theories are that Conor McGregor is out because he went to, he's not injured. He just went to get hair transplants. That's the latest.
Aw, super chat.
Unfucking believable. True news now.
This new card sucks. I will only be watching to listen to your commentary. Much love, Moss at work listening.
Thank you. Hey, thank you, True News, for the $5. Really appreciate your support, man. And listen, nothing's going to stop us. We're not going to slow down. I still love this sport, even if it's trash. Listen, if it turns into a complete hot mess, you're going to get more of these streams where we're like, all right, when is it going to come back? And eventually it will. And maybe it will be this weekend. Maybe Saudi Arabia will be the one. What time does Saudi Arabia start? It starts... Any of you guys go to Turkey to get... I just go bowl gracefully, man. Don't, what do you got to do that for? I don't care how much money you have. It doesn't look right. It looks fucking weird. 9 a.m. Oh, my goodness. No, I'll be having breakfast with you guys. 9 a.m. for me, which I don't hate. I kind of like getting up early and doing those. Do you guys want to hold Moss like a little bunny sometimes? I mean, listen. I've been getting a lot lately? I get a lot of people focused on my beautiful locks. A lot of people like, bro, you're 50 years old. What are you doing with your hair? I'm like, bro, it's so weird how my hair intimidates people. It's really strange and gratifying. I keep on saying those things, please. Keep on talking about my hair. Like, what are grown men talking about another man's hair? What is wrong? Oh, wait, we're just talking about Conor with plugs, so maybe...
Wonderful.
Maybe I'm guilty, too. Uncle Chrome.
That's that first day out of prison photo.
Is that what it is? Yeah, Conor's... What do you guys think? Do you think Conor just shaved his head? New look? Or do you think Conor McGregor... who cares? I'm not going to talk about Conor anymore. Thank you so much. So here is the Izzy thing. I can't play the music for this, but it's pretty badass. I don't know if the music's copyrighted, but Izzy put this little promo out. It's legit. Izzy is saying that he is ready. And by the way, Izzy is fighting DDP in Australia. So Aussie, you guys got yourself an interesting main event. Israel Adesanya versus DDP. They were asked to fight to save 303, but I guess they couldn't figure that out. And here they are about to fight in Australia. I'm looking forward to this. Very much so. Izzy needs to win this one. You talked a lot of shit. You talked a lot of shit, Izzy. You called him the N-word, this and that. You got to win this one. You got to here's your chance to get your belt back. If you let DDP fucking do you dirty, well, that's not going to be good. I hope DDT beats the shit out of him. But regardless, I'm interested. Let me know who you think is going to win this fight, Adesanya or Dricus du Plessis. He's back to Chinese. He's back to Chinese. Do you shave the bottom of your hairline? Wait, hold on. Do you shave the bottom of your hair or the top of your beard? So let me tell you what I do, because I know a lot of people, I guess this is how you know you made it, right? Because a lot of people are very interested in my look. So, no, I don't shave up here, although the hawk is going to get thinner. Jesse's been cutting my hair, but the hawk is going to get a little thinner over here. I think I need to thin that out. So, anyway, no, I don't shave. I feel like when you line up this, you may as well walk around with a cock, like a bowl's hanging out of your mouth, right? The cock all the way in the mouth. It's very effeminate, not for me. I don't like lines around here where you look like a fucking Lego and they just put the hair on your head. I'm not into that. What I do on my beard is I do shave the stragglers over here, right? I can't stand when a barber's like, hey, you want me to line up your forehead? I'm like, I don't like dudes. I almost said the other way. I love dudes. I'm not into guys. I'm not an Izzy. You know, I don't understand. Like, I'm not into that stuff. And I understand there's some very aggressive men that love to line up their hair. You guys look like fucking Legos. Anyway, yeah, under the neck and over here. I'll clean up over here. Some guy was like, yo, you need to thin out that mustache. I'm like, bro, you need to fucking thin out your... You need to thin your fucking... I don't know what you need to thin. You need to thin something. What the fuck you worried about my mustache, bro? Anyway, that's what I think about that. For years, people have been trying to line up my hair. I'm like, yo, a couple of times they've done it. Like if I've gone to a wedding or something, and I'm like, yo, I want you to make me look good, and I let them line it. I'm like, well, no, never do that again. I look retarded. Goddamn Lego head. Let's see, Sherry. So this guy's fighting this weekend. Magomedov says he was offered the role of killer assassin in a Hollywood movie. He looks the part, right? Steve Versig revisits UFC 301. I really feel like I can smoke this guy. A lot of people, said he made a big mistake in that final round. Well, he did.
Yeah, I was frustrated. It was very hard for a long time to this opportunity, this moment, and yeah.
Who cares? The Japanese kid's gonna take the belt anyway, so you guys can go fucking kick rocks.
Yeah. To lose it sucks.
Is it hard to watch yourself like this?
Yes. I don't like...
I go back to the office.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like showing emotion. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I really do feel like...
Flyweights are just so adorable. You want to put them in your pocket,
Give me a year, give me 2 years. There's a few little things that I can fix, and I really...
Your shit's not symmetrical? Or is that why you line it up? I mean, I guess if you got, like, some weird shit going on, then you're going to have to, right? Look at Steve Versig crying.
I feel like I can smoke this guy. I hate the fact that guy beat me. He's like so deficient.
Oh, dude, come on. Just be like, all right. Instead of crying over here, what the fuck? You're Australian, aren't you? Australians don't fucking cry. What's going on here? What's up with this guy? Disown this dude. What is happening here?
In so many areas, and he's a champ. Like, people talk about how the flyweight division is the most technical in the UFC, and then to have
this guy's got a lisp and shit.
Guy that strikes like that bothers me greatly. He's a very good scrambler. He's very strong.
Whoa, wrong one.
There's reason why he's a champ. I know I can beat him. I feel like he was a better competitor. No, I was a better fighter.
The wrong one.
If that makes sense. I feel like if we were to fight to the
I
death...
feel like I'm never rooting for this fucking guy. He's out. You blew it. You blew it, Urseg. Oh, get out of here. Could you imagine this guy's the champ? I'm the champion now. Now I'm the champion.
There's only one person getting out of that one. It's not him.
All right. This is not an Australian. This is fake. This guy's a clone. He's not a real man. This is not a crikey. No way. Not any Aussies in the chat. You can't take this guy for you. You gotta push him someplace else. This guy, I don't know. I don't believe it. Sean, do you take this guy? I don't mind Astro Boy, but he should have just kept quiet and returned stronger. I mean, you could talk, but I don't know. This is not the way. Just crying to this fucking dude. There's no way. You should be have a giant fucking knife in your pocket with a kangaroo tail in your right hand. And then you pull out the knife in your left. You're just swinging them both around. Real men. Like when I think Australians, I think real fucking men. This guy does not sound like a real man. And he probably could kick the shit out of me. But still, can't root for him. Oh, God. Wow, no, where? He's crying over this. Oh, fucking hell. Dana White confirms that Conor McGregor is hurt right now. Oh, okay. I said I was going to do this, but here we go.
So what's the first thing that goes through your mind when you realize that after Conrad tells everybody this is going to be the greatest comeback in the history of sports, that you got to pull the plug on that fight?
Yeah, it happens. The thing with me is once, you get the guys that have cemented their legacies and made.
He's a Perth boy. I'm in Melbourne. I said it right? Melbourne? That's how you're supposed to say it. Oh, okay. So is there like a beef between Perth and Melbourne? I got to keep that in mind. Let me know, Sean. Sean's the guy I go to. If I have any, questions about the Australian culture, the people, I go to Sean. Sean's been with the community forever. He's the actual MMA hole in the crowd. Sean Hart, fun fact, is the MMA hole in the crowd.
Oh, snap. Yeah. Come on, get loud. MMA holes in the crowd.
Where's Sean Hart? There he is.
Come on, get loud. MMA holes in the crowd.
There he is again.
MMA holes in the crowd. MMA holes in the crowd. MMA holes in the crowd.
Let's go. Thank you, Ed Boy.
New mythical fighter. Mouth shut airsick.
It's the worst, right? Isn't it the worst like when you're a fan of a specific fighter and then they open, I'll give you an example. Luke Rockhold. There was a time, believe it or not, I was a massive Luke Rockhold fan in Strikeforce. I never heard him interviewed. I just watched him fight. I'm like, yo, this guy's a beast. And when he got signed to the UFC, I was like, yes. And then he got knocked out. And I was like, oh, crap. And then he became a champion. But by the time he was on the way up to become a champion in the UFC, that's when I was starting to say, I can't root for this guy anymore because he sounds like a fucking moron. And I was so happy when Bisping knocked him out. That's how you know I don't like Rockhold, because I'm not a big Bisping fan. But, oh, boy, I was team Bisping that night. Some of these fighters just need to shut the fuck up and fight. Just fight. You're so entertaining in the cage. You don't need to say anything. Usyk seems like he's one of the
their money and done their things. The John Joneses, the Conor McGregors, these guys. I'm never very optimistic as it is. I'm in the fight business. I got to put on fights every Saturday. When those type of guys show up, it's fun, but I run the business, man.
Because you've heard all the conspiracy theories about Conor. He's not really hurt. He really just wants to negotiate.
We found out he's got hair plugs. He's not hurt. He'll fight in the Sphere. His head looks like the Sphere right now, but he's got hair plugs.
Negotiate. He really doesn't want to do any of the press. He's really hurt, right?
I've said it many times before, and I'll say it again. Conor McGregor has never done that. Conor McGregor never leads up to a fight and tries to renegotiate a contract.
How do you feel about tranny versus tranny MMA? It would truly be mixed martial art. I'll watch anything. I'll watch two trannies go at it. Sure. Yes.
Contract or get.
I watched Fury FC with my dad. That's what's cool about my pop. He's like so into this. So on Father's Day, and happy belated Father's Day to those if I missed you, or if you missed our community post. A lot of people are missing our community post. I'm finding out. Like they ask me questions, and I've answered them in a community post. It's like, but anyway, yeah, we were watching Fury FC, and that was kind of trash too. Oh, I only saw the main event. What am I talking about? Wasn't a very good main event. As me and my father were watching, like, well, these guys are never going to be in the UFC.
More money, he's never.
Or maybe they will. Maybe they'll get into the contender series with fucking 6 wins and win a title in 2 years.
Done anything even remotely close to that. He is as solid can be.
2 Jams, you get no notifications? Yeah, that's like a thing. So I ask you guys politely. I know some of you do get notifications, but when I have the app that has all the statistics, and when I say we have 180 people in here, right? Majority of you guys are subscribed to the channel. But when I see how many notifications were clicked, we understand that a lot of people are not getting notifications. So it is what it is. Just make sure you guys hit all on notifications. And if you could share this on social media, I truly appreciate it. Hit the like button, all that fun stuff. Don't forget to hit that like. Apparently that means something.
When it comes to being a business partner, Conor McGregor is hurt right now. It's absolutely real. Yeah, no, he's never done anything like that.
Okay, so it's real. Great. Yeah, so this is announced. It's official. Duplessis versus DDP versus Adesanya. And let me know in the chat real quick, rapid fire right now. Izzy, DDP, who wins this fight? Because I'm leaning towards DDP. You got it, Thorne Walker? All right, let's go. But I am very biased, like incredibly biased. So let me know in the chat who wins. So Joe Mama's saying Izzy wins. I get the notice when the Tuesday. Yeah, I've noticed that too. Yeah, people get it like after the stream, or I you know how many messages I get, like especially members only streams. I get so many people hit me up saying, yo, I got nothing for your members only. All right, so DDP, Izzy Osborne, Connor, a con man, excuse me. DDP, depending what Izzy turns up. But now my guy says, or Gut says DDP. Oh my God, I'm thinking Dana, excuse me, said what Connor isn't fighting. Connor is renegotiating. Maybe. Listen, the way Dana White announced that Conor is not fighting, we're missing a huge piece of the story. I think Conor might be a little injured, yes, but I don't think he's injured enough to actually pull out of the fight. I think he's fought more injured before, if you want my honest opinion. But anyway, I don't know. I don't want to keep on talking about Conor until we get a real fight. Conor's getting blowjobs surrounded by many Conor pillows. Eventually, we'll give that away. Izzy for the win. You get bricked up watching Conor. Oh, I mean that goes without saying. I get bricked up. I get very bricked up. DDP by sub. Silk pajamas, y'all. Izzy makes Africa great again. Styles make fights, bud. Thanks, bud. Thanks for clearing that up. All right. I don't know who he's talking to. All right, so we saw the McGregor thing. Let's see. What else we got here? We'll see some of the Ariel stuff. Let's see. Sean O'Malley. I tell you, man, it's a rough listen, man. I listened to a little bit of the Sean O'Malley podcast, and boy, oh boy.
But if you guys ever fought, what way?
They got very deep with their microphones now. And it's very like radio friendly.
I feel like it should be.
Gervonta.
Do they really talk like this?
They would never do it. That would be the issue. But 100.
Yes. Okay.
145 pounds. 140 pounds.
Well,
maybe.
an MMA fighter come over to box. I mean, Floyd and
But Sean just keeps the voice going. Yeah.
Conor, they did a way heavier weight than Floyd used to.
They would try to put in the clause that you couldn't be bigger than this certain thing, and that would change the whole thing.
They would probably put in the clause that I had to be 5'8" when I walked in there. I could weigh in at 5'11", but I got to be 5'8" when I walk in.
Sean O'Malley says he'd knock out Gervonta Davis in a boxing match. I would love to see that because I'm not a Gervonta fan. That would be fantastic. If Sean O'Malley went in there and just smoked Gervonta, I don't believe that would happen.
There. I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
There it is. What is that?
Do that.
Yeah.
Why does he? Is it like a Tourette? Why does Sean do that?
I'm like, I can't do that.
Don't say it's because he's stoned. Don't say it because was he always stoned? Apparently he doesn't smoke weed in camp and he still does that. So it's not because he's stoned.
5'11", but I got to be 5'8".
Hey Tim, you in the chat? You've been in the chat before. Explain what's up with your buddy.
When I walk in there, I'm like, I can't do that.
Is it the tism?
Yeah.
I thought that would get more chuckles. Tough crowd. Well, let's fucking get into some UFC news. We're done with that boxing bullshit. I'd knock Gervonta out. Let's just end it on that.
Oh, he did it again. Hold on.
Let's just end it on that. Anyway.
What is he doing? What is that? Imagine that's what he sounds like when he's jizzing.
Anyway.
I'm gonna come. Dude, what the fuck? This guy's got fans. Thank you, Casey Jones. You gifted a membership, it looks like. Thank you so much. You got that. Western Mass. I see Western Mass all over the place. That guy is a chat slut in all the chats out there, and now he's a member, baby. Let's go. Thank you, Casey, for gifting the membership.
This is gifting the members. Members, please. Get on your knees and satisfy Casey.
The ambiance. I think we're gonna need a O'Malley soundbite. Actually, what do you guys say? One's in the chat if you want the O'Malley.
Anyway.
Actually, I think the other one was better.
Walk in there. I'm like, I can't do that.
Can someone make a compilation of like all different laughs like that? Send it as an MP3 form. I truly appreciate it, and I will get rid of. I got to get rid of something. What can I get? Man, I need a bigger soundboard. We're gonna need a bigger soundboard. What should I get rid of? I don't really use the game show thing. Yeah, I don't really use that one. I don't use that at all. So I could be the if someone could do that at MMA-Holes or hit me up on Discord. And we'll make it the soundbite.
Uh-huh.
Roadhouse. Okay, what do we got here? Dana White says Michael Chandler wants to wait for Conor McGregor.
Quickly, where does that leave Chandler?
I know where it leads him, crying on social media with his fortune cookie quotes. Michael the fortune cookie Chandler. Everything he posts. So inspirational. It's like you pulled it out of the cookie.
Chandler, I think poor Chandler wants to wait for Conor McGregor, man. And, but whatever he wants to do, if he wants to get a fight this summer, we'll do whatever he wants. He's one of the greatest athletes I've ever worked with. He's a good.
So you know what that means, guys? So I bet he's trying to talk Chandler out of the McGregor fight so you can try to get Conor Diaz 3 at the Sphere. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, guys? I have a feeling that because if you do Chandler McGregor in the Sphere, it's Mexican Independence Day. But if you put Nate in there against Conor at the Sphere, whole different ball game. I have a feeling that the UFC is saying, "Hey, Mike, you want to fight? You want to fight someone else? You want to fight someone else?"
Good humor.
Yeah, listen to this.
Quickly, where does that leave Chandler?
Chandler, I think poor Chandler wants to wait for Conor McGregor, man. And, but whatever he wants to do, if he wants to get a fight this summer, we'll do whatever he wants.
See, if he wants to do a fight this summer, we'll do whatever he wants. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
He's one of the greatest athletes I've ever.
It's such a shame that he's been sidelined. Chandler is a lot of fun to watch. Dana White says we'll see John Jones make his return either summer, or in the fall, November. That's what John said. Madison Square Garden, November. John Bones Jones, Stipe Miocic. Dana White reacts to Khamzat Chimaev's medical issues. The problem is we really don't know. Apparently Khamzat's people say that he will be back, so the saga goes on. Alex Volkanovski offered to step in on short notice and was willing to fight someone at UFC 303, per Ariel. Helwani. All right, let's segue. Let's see if what Jedi's got. Jedi's the Ariel Helwani, like 24/7 Ariel Helwani clipper. He clipped that. So Dana White did. I don't even know whose show is this. The Dome. So Ariel had Dakota. Who? Here's Paulo. We'll play a little Paulo. Rampage. I don't know. I like Rampage, but wow, this is kind of shit show. That was it? All right, let's see. Slow day. You have all these UFC fighters, and that was it? That's all you had? Interesting. Okay, let's hear Paulo cry.
It's a huge pleasure to be in the stage with my friend and the biggest of all time, Ariel. So, yeah.
You like my shirt, Paulo? Flexing. You like my shirt? I'm wearing vacation shirt. You like it? I'm showing my biceps.
Oh, I like that. Yes.
You like that,
cool.
Paulo?
Look cool.
You're not the only sexy one around here. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay. We gotta fuck?
I think he cannot step in United States, in European as well.
Do you have any clarity on this? It's a big mystery. I don't know.
All right, so this is Paulo Costa on Khamzat Chimaev. I think he cannot step in the United States. Yeah, there's something going on, right?
I think he cannot step in United States, in European as well.
Do you have any clarity on this? It's a big mystery. I don't know. No one really wants to talk about it, but can he only fight in overseas? Like, if he fights, would it have to be in Abu Dhabi or something like that? Do you have any information on this?
My information just come from some coach and some people who train with him or coach him. Just talk with some people that I know, and the people come. It's not directly
okay
information. I cannot assure 100% of that, but they say yes because Russians has a lot of sanctions. How do you say that? Sanctions, and everybody who is very close get too. So that's why.
Yeah, but Islam was in New Jersey. Khabib was in. It's not all Russians,
That is a really bizarre thing with Khamzat, right? Man, I'm so disappointed with Khamzat. I was so hyped up. We have the Hamzat donation, which I'm going to have to get rid of. It's just a waste of a spot. I have to make a new song. Get right back. I haven't made a dono song myself in a while, so I think it's time. We remove the Hamzat donation. So get them in now before it's too late. Choo-choo, Hamzat's got to go. But, yeah, it sucks, man. That's another thing. It's like such a letdown. I got to be honest with you. It's not just the Conor thing. I was a real big fan of Chimaev. And it's just we are let down on top of let down on top of it's to the point where it's like I feel beaten up. Excuse me, as a fan. It's like, man, I really wanted to see Hamzat do some big things. He was fun. He says he'll be back, but he can't fight in the States either, and I don't know.
Yes, makes sense. Yeah.
Fedor was.
I did thought about that.
He was here.
You're very smart.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on. But would you be okay if it's October, waiting until October, or do you want to try to fight sooner?
Perfect.
All right. What else you got? He wants to fight October. Paulo Costa on Silva Sonnen exhibition. Not even my brother on the cold day is so soft like that. I tell you what. So we watched when we were doing the stream. It was everything I thought it was going to be. So it was an exhibition bout. Chael Sonnen went against Anderson Silva. It looked like Silva won that fight. If you want to call it that, it felt like sparring, which it was. They were just out there getting a paycheck. Fair play to them. It was only in Brazil, but you got that link, so we got to see it, and we watched it live, 5 rounds, and it was horrific. I mean, what do you expect? Chael's my age, for God's sakes. Chael shouldn't be fighting anymore, but there he was boxing against Anderson, and it was unbearable. So I mean, just add that to what was going on Saturday.
Oh, horrible fight.
All right, there we go, pal. We totally agree on that.
Come on, they did very bad.
He's so right. All right, I'm not being a hater. This is a UFC fighter over here. We're not. I mean, that was rough. That was very embarrassing.
The fight.
Yeah, fight.
Yes.
Fight.
What is this?
That wasn't a fight.
They were dancing with each other.
Yes. Not even spar, not even train is so soft like that. Not even my brother on the cold day.
Not even Strickland versus Costa is as soft as that.
He's so soft like that.
Yeah, I agree. I concur. Let's see what else we got over here. So Rampage, I'm good with that. I know they flirt with each other. All right, if there's anything that I missed in the chat, let me know. Let's rapid fire to the community right now. If there's anything you want to discuss before we bounce out of here, if you're just jumping into the stream, we discussed ad nauseum the state of the UFC and the disaster direction it's going in. But here we are going into UFC Saudi Arabia. I'm going to reset after this stream. I'm going to be back on Wednesday, actually. Damn, I thought it was Wednesday right now. I'll be back on Wednesday. All bright-spirited, talking about the future fights. Matchups. We could actually talk about matchups on who we think is going to win these upcoming fights. And we're going to enjoy a nice breakfast stream on Saturday, UFC Saudi Arabia. But let me know in the chat if there's anything you guys want to discuss. Roast Jones. I tell you what, I roasted him to his face. So I'm the GOAT right there. I literally, to his face, roasted him very early in the MMA-Holes days. So I'll forever be known as the GOAT for doing that. But listen, as a fighter, I like John Jones. As a person, I'm on the fence because sometimes he seems like a cool fucking dude. We know guys that are big friends with John Jones that are like legit close friends with him and, speak very highly of him. And then we've seen his troubles with the laws, beating up women, that not so much, right? Gummy Gang or members only tomorrow. I'm going to try to hit you with a members only at some point. Gummy Gang, I have my folks in, so it's a little tricky, but we will be back on Gummy Gang very, very soon. Yes, blackface on Wednesday night. That's Kainotto. Don't spoil the party. But yes, every Wednesday from this point forward, I will be in blackface. Bradley Rampage Martin. Yeah, Bradley Martin is a guy that's, oh my God, dude. Apparently, he got his ass beat by Logan Paul. Like behind the scenes, no cameras. Bradley Martin. So I heard like some of the description of it. Like Bradley went for a guillotine or something, and Logan slipped out, took him down, beat the living shit out of him, and it didn't last very long. And Bradley Martin tapped. So that was the story behind the scenes. Bradley Martin is a bodybuilder, in case if you don't know, and Logan Paul is a prime slinger. How was Helldivers yesterday? My daughter was playing. My 3-year-old daughter. So this is funny. My parents came over, and my daughter's into like these, young kid PlayStation games. And I was like, "Hey, Ellie, you wanna smash some bugs?" So my daughter, she was doing the tutorial. She was on the Fist of Glory ship, and my daughter was playing. Well, not very well, but today we woke up and she was like, "I want to smash bugs." So I'm gonna train her. I'm gonna train my daughter to be a Helldiver. John needs to help his church. He needs to atone and become a non-pedo pasta.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, Ellie she's 3 years old, and she plays Astro, whatever the hell, the game that came with the PS5. She's playing that, and she does very well. I'm surprised she's probably better than me. Arizona high temp all over 100 till next Monday, a hot one. Yeah, I love it though. I'm a big fan. Splash pads and pools for the kids. Yeah, the new Astro game. So funny, fun fact, Little Seal. You got to, I swear to God, man, I would love to bring her on Gummy Gang so you can see what she can do. I would love to do that. Like do a Gummy Gang with, like, she navigates around this Astro game to the section where it has the countdown to the new Astro game. She can't wait for it. She's 3. It's crazy. I'm not going to be here, gushing about my kid, but it's so funny to watch. All right, friends. All right. Everyone calm down. All right. We're going to be back on Wednesday night. We will have guests again for sure, but I want you guys to talk to me in the comment section. I want to hear, okay, when the stream is all wrapped up, comment section down below. I want to know if you want the trio come back, the MMA Justice League, Keenan, Jesse on Fire, MMA-Hole stream. If you want to see that again, maybe I can try to somehow wrangle up Mexican martial arts again. If you want to see that shit, let me know in the comments. If there are any fighters that you would like to see, let me know in the comments and tag them on X. Okay, follow us on X over here. And we've had many of encounters with a lot of these fighters. If you guys are super fans of and you want on the show, tag them. We'll retweet it and get it out here on X at the MMA-Holes. And we'll see what is in the future. We're not done with doing interviews. I'll do more, but the opportunity arises where we like the guests. We'll do it up. But yeah, that's that. We'll see you on Wednesday night. Thank you guys for stopping by this wonderful, wonderful stream. But it's time to get out of here. So what am I going to play? Let's see. Oh, hit the like button. Hit the like. What am I going to play? Let's play a rando. There's so many good songs here. Let's see. I'm just gonna do like a random one here. Okay. We'll see you Wednesday night. Don't be an a-hole. Hit the like button. Be an MMA-Hole. Good night, guys.
MMA-Holes.tv. 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 Join the party. Join the holes. Join Mr. Close and JBM in those gold swipes. Blacks, browns, yellows, trans, gays, donkeys. Come on, come on my face. Come on the wall. Come in a sock. Come in your shirt. If you don't make the pics, I'll come in your dessert. Boris in loud, aggressive voices. Join goat milk and drink that milky goodness. Round pound your pics and be a champ. Join goat milk. Embrace that creamy victory. Win goat milk and be a champ. MMA-Holes.tv. 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 If you don't make your pics, I'll come in your dessert.